Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Christopher Pelton. I am the mad scientist of media here at THC Limitless and YakuzaTV.com. And I want to welcome you folks to another thrilling episode of THC Time. My guest tonight, I'm already blown away. And the reason being is that when I was 19 years old, I had my head up my ass. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I had stupidly gotten married, and there wasn't a whole lot. My life was a bit of a shambles. This young man, on the other hand, it's absolutely amazing. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's go ahead and bring him out right now. Mr. Blaize Tudor, how are you tonight, sir?
I'm fantastic. How about you?
I am doing great. I'm so glad that you were able to come out, and I've been looking forward to this conversation. First off, congratulations. The work that you're turning out, the stuff that I've seen, it's top shelf. And I'm really excited to have. I love working with people. I especially love working with new people. And from what I've seen of your work so far, I'm blown away. So well done in that regard. And I mean, and don't take this personally, but I have shoes older than you. So tell me, how did you find your way into the horror world? What was the bug that bit you, so to speak?
So it actually started with my dad was doing these little like tapes or like remote roll scenes for this director down in Louisiana. And I was like, huh. And so I was helping my dad actually film some of his scenes for this guy. And I was like, man, this is really cool. And like, it was on the iPhone. And like, I mean, we were just sending him stuff like every week or something. I was like, I think I can do this. I think I can make my own stuff. And I was like, maybe no one will see it since it's on iPhone. I knew how to make a YouTube channel. So I went ahead and did that. And that's kind of what got me started. I just kind of came up with the company. I had my buddies, like first it was like Killable Films. And then it was like, oh, Killable Productions. So now my company name is Killable Productions, and it's been that since day one down in like, I mean, I've been in the industry now for almost 5 years. I think starting sometime this year will be the 5th year. But I have almost 200 credits already because I've just like been slapping them out like short films, feature films, doing remote scenes for people, things like that. So I have a really strong passion for it, and I didn't realize I actually had the passion until my dad started doing these remote scenes for this director down in Louisiana.
Nice. Very nice. What was your first film?
My first film was a short film that was only about 12 minutes long called Dr. Scalpel. And it was basically just this killer doctor. There wasn't a huge story behind it. I just wanted to like see what I could do. I made my own blood, like bought a cheap costume on Amazon and even doctored it up a bit, made it dirty, bloody, cut it up and all kinds of stuff. Where I played the killer and the victim. And I learned a lot with that because that film is so imperfect where you have like portrait shots and vertical shots and the audio was not great and everything like that. So I learned a lot from that first short film.
Sure.
But it did get released on DVD. I knew how to go to like the distribution online deal, and I made my own cover and everything like that. It was
Right on.
not great at all, but it did get a DVD release.
Excellent, excellent. So what who are your horror luminaries? Who's your, I don't want to say Mount Rushmore, but like who are the directors or the actors, or who inspires you?
Well, so Mark Polonia, he works a lot with SRS, Wild Eye Releasing, all that kind of stuff. I started watching his films. Also, my dad introduced me to those films because I honestly had no idea. And I think my first film I watched of his was Doll Shark. And so I was like, wow, this dude is like making entertaining movies. I mean, they're not Hollywood, but they're entertaining for like
Sure.
low budgets. And I'm like, this is fantastic. He's like crafting his own monsters. I mean, he uses like the same people all the time, but yet they act differently every single time. So it's like just it blew my mind. And that's also something I just like. He's been a huge inspiration for me when it comes to making my types of films, like
Sure.
just making something out of nothing.
Right on. Now you're also doing a lot of your own writing,
Yes.
which in and of itself is a challenge. Do you work? I've seen scripts written in several different ways. Some people like to just do an outline and then kind of shoot from the hip. Other people are very meticulous about the I's and the T's and everything. When you're writing, what's your rhythm? Like, what's the best way, especially since it's going to be something you're directing, that kind of helps internally because you already kind of know what you want to do with it.
Exactly. So I'm going to be honest with you. Writing is probably my least favorite thing in the whole filmmaking business. It's not my favorite. I can't sit there and write a full blown story. I mean, I can, but it's going to take me a long time and stuff. But I can generate a story in my head, like as the director, and I could tell someone something, and I could essentially direct them in really well. So what I try to do is basically come up with a synopsis or general idea, and then I take that and I just expand and expand and expand. But I recently have also went to other like people who actually know how to write full scripts, and like I can direct from those scripts also very well. So now I'm starting to get in that direction.
Nice.
But I'm very much a improv kind of guy. All right.
Good.
So like even if I have a script, I always tell my cast members, improv it. Like make it yours. Like do whatever you want. Like I want to see what you got. So like even for my Amityville corn dog film that we filmed recently, on top of my Exotic Zoo of Terror movie, that was basically all improv. I didn't have any scripts. Like it was just kind of a last minute thing.
Sure.
And it reached like over 12 minutes and it was fantastic. It got great feedback. And I mean, it has to do a lot with the actors too. So
sure.
I was very fortunate to have that type of cast and people who knew what they were doing. And it was very easy to direct those people. So I think that just kind of comes down to who you have and how good of a director you are to break it down for a cast member, that kind of thing.
And I know that a lot of the people that I talk to, especially in the indie world, we find our own tribes, and we build that base around us. Where I need this done, boom, I've got somebody right there who can do it. Have you had an opportunity to find your team, to find the people that you always like, oh hey man, somebody that you can call at like 2 a.m. and be like, hey, what do you think of this? And if they're awake, they'll tell you, and if they're asleep, then but like who are your go-tos?
So as of recently, I definitely have a couple. Well, obviously my dad, he does the acting stuff too, so I'll ask him if he has. I'll try to incorporate him almost in all of my projects in some way, shape, or form, whether it be small, big, whatever, just because he's here with me and I have a very close connection with him that I know is trustworthy and someone who will show up and do like as the director says and all these things. So I work very closely with him on all my projects. And then people like Tim Hatch, who also works with Mark Polonia, I talk to him all the time. He's a producer on a lot of my projects and an actor. He's even been an assistant director on some of them. And then another one that's very strong is Ralph Ray, who has been also like in some of the Camp Blood movies. He's been in Axe Grinder. He's been in a whole bunch of other indie films, along with Phil Herman. So they're both like at the same point where like Phil Herman's always that guy I go to if I need help or information or like, hey, what do you think about this? And he's kind of the guy that will help me make hard decisions as well. So
sure. Yeah, Phil's going to be on the show next week.
man, he's gonna do so. You're gonna love that guy. He is.
I've heard nothing but good things. Like
he's amazing.
Everybody has like when I ask people like, oh, who should I talk to? They're like, talk to Phil Herman. I'm like, I've already broached the conversation. We will be talking. Actually, he just messaged me a few minutes ago. So I'm excited. You know, and that's the thing is, I come from the publishing world originally. I spent 2 years publishing more or less exclusively horror. I'm a writer myself, so I kind of started to and I've always been a very visual writer. So I have a habit of keeping things based in reality. Any of the movies that you see based on my work, and then there've been a few done. They're easy to do because they don't require the spectacular. I don't need to, it's like two people in a hotel room type of thing where it's easy enough to shoot and it could really happen. But as we expand and I start to talk to more and more people, and I'm seeing that the ideas that are being brought to the table are now, more than doable. It's as we've progressed with our technology, as filmmaking tools have progressed, it's easier now for us to do stuff that even 20 years ago, believe me, if I showed you some crap that I filmed 20 years ago, good ideas, but it looks only as good as video that age does. But what are you working with now? You've gotten into buying cameras and all that kind of
So I went to film school for 2 years and I graduated that, and I used cameras a lot, and I get to experiment with different cameras, like which ones do I not like, which ones do I do like, even if just personal preference type stuff. And I actually studied photography and film in that class, so nice. I'm kind of good at both. That class helped me so much to figure out what I'm good at too, as far as like what in the film field, whether I want to be a lighting person or whatever. But my favorite cameras are the Blackmagic cameras, basically all of them. But I use the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K camera, and that has been my favorite camera from like day one. I've messed with Canons, I messed with a ton of cameras, and that just happened to be the one. It's easy to use, beautiful picture, and super easy to work with. Right?
That's what I've heard about the Blackmagics. Yeah.
Yeah. So and beautiful, like it looks like film, just in the snap of a finger, you got it. It's super easy to use.
Nice.
But as of now, I've used the cameras like in my films that have gotten released. But I haven't yet bought a camera. So all of my films as of recently, including my most recent one, The Exotic Zoo of Terror, have been shot on my iPhone 16 Pro Max. And I have like 2 terabytes of storage on it because of the movie stuff.
Sure.
So, it helps. Eventually, I would like to get a Blackmagic. I have buddies who would be willing to also let me borrow their Blackmagics. So that might also be something in the future where like I rent it from them and use it for a full movie.
Sure.
But yeah, a lot of my projects have been filmed on the iPhone, and like more recent ones, whenever I tell someone that's what I shot it on, they're very surprised with the picture quality. And, I take that as a compliment, but like also it comes down to who the cinematographer is too.
That's true. Absolutely. And that is that's a role I think a lot of people don't quite understand. Is they're like, oh, you're the director. Yeah, I'm the director, but this is the guy that makes everything look good. Yes. I tell him more to point, and he knows how to make it look good.
Exactly.
And that's important. And it's again one of those roles that really don't get enough credit. Because, even Kevin Smith has said, he's like, I had no idea. He's like, camera movement? What's that? He says, but that's when the DP comes in. The Exotic Zoo, real quick, obviously, kind of a nod of the tip of the hat to our good buddy there. Now, I have said, and I've seen I've seen the show. Um, and I think that he is one of those people, Joe Exotic is one of those people who benefited more than anybody else from the pandemic. Because I really don't think that that show would have taken off the way that it did if people were out there living their lives like normal.
Yeah.
But it worked out for him. I guess. I mean, he's in jail, I think, the last time I heard. But tongue in cheek take on it, you know, which I very much can see, and I love that kind of thing. What went into the making of that? Like, what did you?
It kind of just started. I was at my girlfriend's one night, and my dad texts me out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey, I saw this YouTube video of the park being abandoned." I'm like, "Oh, really?" And he was like, "Yeah, I checked it out, right?" And I was like, "Wow, this is like, there's so many buildings, there's cages. I mean, this is good stuff, and it's abandoned. Like, sign me up." Like, and he was like, "We should make a movie on it." I'm like, "We should make a movie on it." I was like, "I'm a horror director mainly." I was like,
Right.
How could we do a horror adaptation of this, you know, crazy, something that's not necessarily a horror story, but like could be interpreted as a horror story, right? And it has to be a parody, so, you know, we don't get in lawsuits and all that fun stuff. So that took a lot of planning and a lot of like being careful as far as the writing process and everything like that. So we got our cast together. We have a fantastic cast with people who look similar to the actual characters that were in the show. I actually have John Renke, who was the park manager there for like years, who worked there, and he's also in the show, who made an appearance in the film as well.
Nice,
So
very nice.
And we even filmed him at the park, so that was even better.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So here's the latest poster art for it. Love it. I am pretty sure she fed her husband to the tigers, though. There's a lot. Like, I come from Connecticut. When we get rid of people, we use wood chippers. But I'm pretty sure she fed her husband to the tigers. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and take a look at a new trailer that you were kind enough to send me. So while we're waiting for that, check out this.
This is an invitation. This is an invitation.
Hey, you want to see something really scary?
Tell me, what use is there for a butterfly with no wing? And I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder. One of the four beasts saying, "Come and see." And I saw, and behold, a white horse. Obey.
Please help!
Run. Obey. The eyes of a fool are blinded with pride. Now the devil is knocking on your door. We live in a world where society has poisoned the souls of men. Obey. And everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. We're coming.
All right. Yes. A little mystery from the Shadow Hat Society. I'm curious to see what's next. But let's take a look at this. This is, where did it go? No, not MC Hammer. I know I have it. Where did it go? Oh, technology, ain't it grand? Well, you know, then we'll do this, and I'll go find it.
I like these types of videos.
What about the Silver Spring slasher? Nobody's talking about it.
Button, smash the subscription button, and hit the bell icon so you can get updates as they come. Yeah! Give me liberty.
Looks like the murders are pretty much connected.
Excuse me. I like your color.
I get so much weird mail. And the whole time it was sitting right here in front of me. So this is the trailer for the upcoming film Killable Nightmares 3. Right? 3.
Yeah.
We're up to 3. All right. Let's check it out.
Give me a break. Please, please, please. Just shut up. I lost my wife. I lost my job. Now they're gonna feel my pain.
Maybe I'll just go be a clown.
In the words of Jesse Eisenberg, fuck this clown. looks fun, my friend. It looks a lot of fun. How is the process of filming it?
It's good. It's just about wrapped up. We only have about 2 more short films we're waiting on, which are almost finished. So the moment we get those is the moment it is with the distributor and about to release.
Perfect.
But as you can see, yeah, that was the trailer. So the trailer's finished. So we're getting really close to the final release date.
Nice. Very nice. So we've got some love for you here from our audience. You, my boy, Blue. Mr. Chris Outridge, who I've got coming up on the show soon, talk about his new movie.
Thank you.
And let's see, Exotic Pets going to be Peak, and of course the good folks over at Blood Pact Films. How have you found working with Shane?
Shane is amazing. He gets my work far out there, way more than I could as myself. He's a phenomenal distributor. And I mean, if someone comes to me and says, hey, do you know much about Blood Pact? And I give them the whole rundown. Nice. I think I had one recently who came to me and said, hey, what do you think about Shane? I was like, Shane is amazing. I mean, I gave him the whole rundown, and now one of his films is going to be released with them. So, I mean,
nice.
I highly recommend them. Like, they have taken my films to a different level. So I'm greatly appreciative of them.
Awesome. Yeah, I love the folks over there. He'll be coming on the show soon. I had Brad Case on the show. I've had a few of the filmmakers, and now you. So like I'm all down to work with Shane on anything he wants to do. Because I see the vision that he has there. I see the hunger that he has there, and the passion for indie film. And that's those are the people that I want to work with. I want to work with the folks who aren't afraid to be like, oh yeah, let's do that. Let's not hesitate. Let's not overthink it. Let's do it. We're filmmakers. And on top of that, we're horror people. And now I know in the movies, it works differently than in the book world, because in the movies, you've got the rating systems. In the book world, it's all about trigger warnings. So it's going to have a trigger warning. It's a horror product. There's your trigger. Be prepared, strap in, and be prepared for whatever might happen. It's not like you're going to see a Disney movie.
Yeah.
And, wait, no, they kill the parents off all the time. But it's not like there's anything, but like, what did you expect? We're supposed to be, as artists, we're supposed to push the boundaries. And as horror creators, we're supposed to, we're supposed to show them fear, and this whole thing. Have you run into any like, oh, you shouldn't, show stuff like that in your movies kind of bullshit?
Not as of yet. I have like thought about things that others may find offensive or anything like that, but I'm getting to the point where it's like, I'm going to make what I want to make. I'm actually a very big fan of the Terrifier franchise. And Damien Leone is actually a really big, he's a huge inspiration to me as well. And so like, I am huge on gore and practical effects and like making it look real. So like a lot of my upcoming projects are incorporated like that kind of thing. In fact, Mean Boat up here is going to have a lot of Terrifier, type of effects, and it's disgusting. Nice. The stuff I have is disgusting right now. So I can't wait for people to see it.
That's the beauty of it. It's like, if you're going to go out there and you're going to make a movie that you want to see. Mm-hmm. And then you'll find other people like, oh yeah, and that's how we do what we do. And people all the time, they're always complaining. I hear all the time, oh, there's nothing new in horror. There's lots of new in horror. And that's part of why I do what I do, is to make sure that people are aware that people like you are out there crafting new stories and new ideas and pushing the boundaries of things. Because if you want something, like I have found, and I want to thank them profusely, because we have found tremendous success with the folks at Tubi. They took our movie and they pushed it out, and we just got the first batch of numbers back, and they're tremendous. And, they saw what our movie was, and they're like, this fits in with what we're trying to do. But they have so many great movies on there. Like I've seen some amazing horror movies on Tubi in the last couple of years that I didn't see anywhere else. And so for them to do things the way that they do them, more people should be doing that, because they're taking the risk. I mean, and I would gladly pay for Tubi tomorrow. If they sent us an email saying, "Oh, it's going to be $9.99 a month going forward," I would gladly give them my $9.99 a month, because they're not only providing me with brand new entertainment, they're providing young filmmakers, creators of all kinds, to come out and show them what they've got. And for you guys, I know how important that is, because it's a different avenue. It's an avenue that we never had available to us before. And I talk about this, and I know, you're 31 years younger than I am. So, for me, when I first started filming stuff, there was no avenue like this. It was, I did it. If it played local, great. If it didn't play local, then it didn't play. But now the opportunities are there like never before. And that's one of the things that I'm working on right now. And stick around after we wrap up, because there's some things I want to talk about. Right now, though, it's time to play Straight Fire.
What if CAT really spelled dog?
All right, this is Straight Fire. It's 5 random questions, no wrong answers. Don't think about it too long, because honestly, it doesn't really matter. First question. If dogs wore pants, would they wear them on 2 legs or 4 legs?
2
legs. All right. Have you ever had a negative or a overly positive experience while asking someone for an autograph?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to know what the experience was?
I'd love to know what the experience was.
Okay. Well, I had I was mainly been with friends and family. So I had this one recently with some of my Santa Claus Blu-rays and DVDs where I said, "Hey, like, it's very awkward, but if you want a signature, you can. If not, it's free." And
right.
Like Joel Weinkoop actually messaged me. He was like, "Hey, like, I want you to personalize it. I want you to give me some inspiration." And keep in mind, this dude's been in it for like since the 80s. Like, he's been doing movies, and he has like almost friggin' like 800 credits. I don't know how many credits the man has. He's like, I'm like, "You want inspiration from me?" I don't know what inspiration I'm gonna be able to give you, but okay. And I told him that I wanted him to keep going full Weinkoop or something like that, because he's known for that. So that's what I did.
Nice. All right, so let's see here. As a writer, as a creator, what is your favorite method of murder?
Oh, okay. God, I don't think I've ever thought about that. I don't know. I like slow deaths that like really stretch on. Like, I don't know if I have a specific. I like slow deaths.
Okay.
Because I like watching it and experiencing it through, and because a lot can happen in a long period of time, and
Absolutely.
so I'm gonna just say slow deaths.
Sure, that'll work. Freddie or Jason?
Jason.
Okay. All right. And last question, and when you answer, I'll tell you why I ask. When you are in the grocery store, can you reach the items on the top shelf?
Yes.
Okay. The reason I ask is because it was one of the very first questions anybody ever asked me when I started doing this. And I'm 6'4". So the grocery store, I help old people all the time. Like, if I'm in a grocery store for more than 10 minutes, I've gotten a can off a high shelf for somebody. So if you ever hear that,
yes, a couple times.
If you ever hear that I'm a top shelf guy, that's what they're talking about. And that's it. No other reason than that. So much going on. What's the next 6 months look like for you, sir?
Right now, it's not super busy because we did just wrap up our most recent project, which is a lot. It was a lot in a short amount of time. So, and I edited it very quick, and it's already with the distributor. But we do have a new movie we're going to be making for Blood Pack. Well, there's a couple, but one that's a big one is the Wizard of Oz in Amityville.
Yes,
which is like a Wizard of Oz public domain movie that I threw Amityville into to just really change things up. And it's exactly what you would expect. It's Wizard of Oz in Amityville. Like if you picture that, you're on the right track.
Right. I've seen the poster for it, or the whatever the still image is. It
yes
looks good. Looks good.
Yeah, I'm really excited for people to see that because I'm excited for the costumes and the gore and the story. And Phil Herman, actually, I haven't announced this fully yet, but Phil Herman did make and write a full script for that movie. Nice. So it is done very well, very, very well. And I have the honor to get to direct and use that script for the film. So, man, I am just so excited for people.
That's what I love. That's what I love. You get folks are coming, they're finding each other, they're coming together, and they're saying, let's do this thing. And now it's so much more affordable to do it than it was back then. And it's so much easier to edit it than it was back then. And you know, all of the tools of the trade have evolved, and it's allowed a lot of people for the very first time to be able, I think, to broadcast their voice the way that it's meant to be. And that's what gets me excited when I get, you know, I joke about my email, but like, you know, every day I get story ideas, I get trailers, I get, you know, people send me stuff all the time, and it's exciting, you know, because I've been a horror kid since I was 8. And you know, I knew the fatigue, I knew what people were talking about, but I also started to discover this whole other world out there of stuff that, you know, is it the greatest stuff in the world? Who's to say? But a lot of it looks great, and it's fun. And the Terrifier movies, the Twisted Childhood universe, or the Poonaverse, as they
I'm a huge fan of the Poonaverse movies.
I'm looking forward to Pinocchio. Like,
yes,
like we watched them all, and tell me, Peter Pan blew me away.
It's my favorite one. Fun fact, I actually interned for a while at the VFX studio where they did all the VFX for Bambi and some of the VFX for some of the other movies as well, like Winnie the Pooh, Peter Pan. So I got to see some of the stuff like before. You better know I was geeking out over that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and it was, I mean, and the, you know, the first Winnie the Pooh movie was what it was. And then the second one, obviously, they had found their footing. I kind of look at it like House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. By the time they got to that second movie, they knew what they were doing. And I think it's a far superior film. But then Peter Pan, I went in with no expectations. And you find yourself, folks, if you haven't seen it, go find it. It is not at all what you think it's going to be.
No, it is. In my opinion, it is a beautiful movie. The visuals are great. The audio is great. The casting and the performances are fantastic. Oh, and the music, everything about it is just fantastic.
Way. Yeah, so then we did Bambi, which was fun. And now we're getting Pinocchio with Robert Englund's voicing Jiminy Cricket. So,
which is crazy.
That is crazy, right? I mean, think about it. 5 years ago, not even 5 years ago, these folks were making this first Winnie the Pooh movie. And now, you know, they're all over the place. They're working with Robert Englund. And I don't know what his rates are, but I know what his autograph rates are.
Yeah.
So
my thoughts the exact same, man. I don't know, man.
But I mean, you know, we all know, you know, I don't think there are that many people out there today that if we heard tomorrow he was coming back as Freddy, we wouldn't be happy about it. You know, because nothing against Jackie Lee Haley or the guy who played him in the remake, but the remake just didn't do anything for me. You know, it was one of those times where people are like, "Oh, what did you think of it?" And I was like, honestly, I feel no different now than I did 2 hours ago when I sat down to watch it. It just made no impression whatsoever. So what is what's the release dates that you can announce? When's Exotic Zoo is almost available?
It is almost available. I have a couple copies left of like the campaign copies that I had made of just the film, where you can watch it before like the distributor actually releases it, which is still very good quality and everything. But then whenever the distributor releases it, it'll have like a whole bunch of special features and stuff. It'll be like the real thing.
Right.
Which I don't have an exact release date for that. I have yet to find that out from him. I sent over all the agreements today, so when I do find out, people will probably know when it'll release.
Oh yeah, let us know, man. We'll show up and show out for you, because
for sure.
You know, it's, I can see somebody. It was mentioned to me that they see you then more than just the future of indie horror. They see you as the future of horror, and that's something. That is something. And if that's true, I'm going to ride you like Yoda. So, no, but there are definitely some things right off the top of my head I can think about that I'm thinking about that we could certainly get together on, time permitting. So we're going to go ahead and run out of here with one last ad, please. I do want to thank you so much for your time. I'm very excited about the stuff that you're doing. I can't wait to see more of it. And folks, be sure to check him out. He's on Facebook. And where else? I'm sure
I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, even TikTok. So just go check out Killable Productions. You'll find me.
There you go. And don't forget our good friends over at Blood Pact Films, who are not afraid to bring us young, inventive filmmakers and movies with some meat on their bones. We love Shane and the folks over there at Blood Pact. Thank you guys. Thank everybody at home for watching tonight. I do appreciate it. And we will be back next week with another thrilling episode of THC Time. Who's going to be on? Not quite sure yet, but there's a lot of irons in the fire, as they say. So don't ever miss out. You can find me. I'm all over the place. I'm like a hooker with a Visa card. You can find me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on our THC Limitless Substack page. We've got the YouTube channel. I've got the TV channel at akuzatv.com. So I'm the easiest person to find. Nobody will ever accuse me of hiding. I am literally I am very, very easy to find. So be sure, if you need me for anything, to hit me up. And folks, we're going to go out on this last ad. I'm so glad to hear that this movie reached its funding goal yesterday, because it's a weird little movie, but I think there could be something here. So folks, thank you again. Blaize, thank you again. Hang tight. And we're going to run this ad. And folks, I'll see you next week.
We're not doing anything.
Dale, are you listening to me? Dale. Oh my God. Fuck.
Why don't we do something fun? Like what? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.